A pleasant day to all. We are the Group 1 from Set B and we will start our reporting with an icebreaker, and it is called the Rebus Puzzle.
Basically, it is a game wherein we will be showing a set of emojis and letters that will serve as your hint to determine the word that we will ask you to guess. You will be given at least 5 seconds to guess the word, and feel free to pause the video if you find it hard to guess. Social class. Keep going. Anima. You're doing great. Psychoanalysis. Don't give up. Marxism. Lastly, archetypal.
I hope you find the right answers and you gain a little clue in your mind of what are the topics that we will be discussing in this video. Here's Heather Torres to start on discussing the first approach that have been assigned to us, which is Marxism.
Karl Marx introduced Marxism to determine and analyze different texts or literature. Karl Marx is a lawyer included in a lower social class. And Marxism, ito yung nagsilbi niyang contribution sa pagsusulong sa mankind tungo sa pandaigdigang lipunang malaya at maunlad. We can see in the works of Karl Marx that he proposed to portray that we are free to judge or do things that we can in the society to which we belong. The focus of this approach is the differences among characters in a text. May kinalaman ito sa pakikipagtunggali sa mga nakapaligid sa mga characters na nai-involve sa isang literature, and at the same time, the way on how they see people based on different social classes. As we said earlier, Marxism considers the characters' social classes. It is divided into 3 classes. First is the upper class, and in this class, it includes government and institutional officials, elites, and intellectuals. In the middle class are common people. Sometimes they are called commoners. And lastly, the lower class are the poor, powerless, and oppressed people. Marxism also identifies the conflicting forces present in a text. Examples are good versus bad, rich versus poor, powerful versus powerful, or kind versus evil. Some of the examples are Heart of Darkness. In this story, workers like Kurtz symbolize the proletariat. While the company may serve as a proxy for the bourgeois, Kurtz takes a lot of effort to obtain ivory so that the company can benefit. Next is Things Fall Apart. In this story, the amount of labor done by the people has become the deciding factor on what class a person is to be considered. Like Nick in the story, he works hard and succeeding is the only way he can advance to Umafian City. And lastly, A Doll's House. The play is interpreted through a sequence of incidents where it presents a number of interpretations that offer more insightful perspectives on life. Nora has a view in life which money became her wealth, specifically financial state. And here's Gerjune Miclat to start discussing about feminism.
Feminism is an interdisciplinary strategy for addressing issues of equity and justice based on sex, gender, gender expression, gender identity, and other aspects of sexuality, as they are interrupted by social theories and political activity. In the past, feminism has developed from a critique of gender inequality to a more complex investigation of the social and formative constructions of gender and sexuality. It focuses on seeking justice, especially for women, as these issues were interrupted by social theories and political activities. Feminism includes the view that women are unfairly treated in these societies and that society prioritizes the viewpoint of the men. There are three types of feminism. The first one is the first wave feminism. In the world we live in, there are two main genders, which are male and feminines. But because of patriarchy, women are considered inferior, powerless, and weak compared to what they say men can do. Example of this is the situation in Maria Clara at Ibarra series, where women are expected to do nothing in their society since they believe men are only capable to do such things. Next is the second wave feminism. This is where it gets below the belt. Since women are considered inferior by men who most likely consider themselves as superior, they tend to harass, violate, and attack women sexually, even without asking consent for what will they do. As an example, this type of substitution still occurs today sadly, but on the other hand, many youth are becoming aware of these issues. Practically, rape is one of example of this. Lastly, the third wave feminism is what all women deserve to have. This is where every gender are treated equally in our society in every aspect. Example of this is Miss Lenny Robredo, who got recognized by most youth, who also advocates feminism in our country, especially in the politics. To discuss further more about the next approach, which is psychoanalysis, here's Yzah Marie Roque.
Psychoanalysis centers on the idea that everyone has unconscious thoughts, feelings, desires, drives, and memories that can be either stated or inferred in the text. In psychoanalysis therapy, suppressed feelings and experiences are released. The father of psychoanalysis and neurologist from Austria was Sigmund Freud. Freud thought that rendering individual unconscious may heal them, gaining insight through intentional motivation and contemplation. He established beliefs like his views of the conscious and unconscious. The theories of Sigmund Freud are the foundation of the psychoanalytical approach to the formation of adult personality. His theories included a wide range of subjects, including psychological development, personality traits, defense mechanism, and phases of consciousness. A character's personality has threefold path structure or aspect. ID deals on the pleasure principle, particularly with the unconscious, and it seeks instant gratification towards the character's desire and wishes. Next, ego deals with the reality principle within the conscious principality. It focuses more on the decision-making of the characters toward the rational level thinking in a realistic and logical way. Lastly, superego discusses the morality principle at all spheres of consciousness, more focuses on the conscience and moral values of a character in a given story. It is a moral principle that guides the ego's behavior and makes up its ethical component. It is one of the greatest philosophical introductions to Freud's core ideas and concepts, which are important for modern thinking about how people to relate one another and to the rest of the world. Freud by Jonathan Lear illustrates the unconscious dreams, transference, mental processes, the psychic structure, and the radical new view of sexuality as drive rather than instinct. For our last approach, which is the archetypal, here's Elysse Andres to discuss it.
Carl Jung, in full Carl Gustav Jung, is an analytical psychologist and psychiatrist from Switzerland. His work has been influential in psychiatry as well as the study of literature, religion, and related fields. This focuses on universal symbols found throughout the text as well as the character's individual principles. There are character individuation principles that explain that in shadow, the character's evil or a dark side must be shown or confronted. The character wears a mask and may reveal the character's defense mechanism. Anima, the character's feminine side, and its dependence on women. Lastly, in Animus, is the masculine side and it depends on men. The hero, the lover, and the creator are some examples of literature. The hero is an archetypal theme that emphasizes overcoming challenges and attaining goals. The monster of darkness is the hero's primary accomplishment. The lover wants to achieve intimacy through relationships and create a special feeling in others. The creator represents people who enjoy creating stuff. Creator archetypes are typically some kind of creative person, such as an artist, inventor, scientist, musician, and the writer. They are usually unwavering in their quest to create something new.
Thank you for listening and hoping that you acquire new knowledge this day.